cities across the Midwest are scrambling to protect people from this deadly polar vortex that is blasting the region with what is called the coldest air in decades.
Minnesota saw wind chills plummet to -50. That's colder than the top of Mount Everest.
Believe it or not, at times it's actually colder in some parts of the country than the surface of Mars.
This is a clear piece of glass. As you can see, I got some water in my hand. I'm going to pour it on here. You see that? Look, it's going to freeze instantly. You see it crystallizing right there. This cold is absolutely no joke.
One man actually turned this super frozen banana into a makeshift hammer.
We can't say it enough. Before it's all said and done, the wind chill here will feel like it's 50 to 60 degrees below. So if you can stay inside, please do so. It's important.
Talk about a cold start. How about a -4-degree start? Whew. Oh boy. Bless the heavens for a heated steering wheel, huh? All right. It's so cold, I hope my freaking garage door closes. It was nearly frozen shut this morning. But it looks like it's closing just fine. What would compel a person to jump in an automobile and travel 3.5 hours to see a motorcycle on a -4 Fahrenheit chilly day like today? Well, lunacy indeed. But I'm going to see a bike that I just can't wait to take possession of real soon. In about 45 days or so, I will have my very own Ducati V4R. But for today, I'm headed to Ducati Detroit to check it out in the flesh. Can't go too wild today. The roads are still, well, they're not really icy, but there's a lot of salt residue on the roads. But that's not going to stop me from enjoying one of my favorite roundabouts here. I can't do it as fast as I normally would because the tires, of course, are cold. It's -4 degrees, but this Rover holds that line. Woo! Woo! That was fantastic. Wow. Almost felt like I was on a motorcycle there for a moment. Well, as you can see, we braved the elements and made it out to Ducati Detroit on this horrible -4 day. But here we are, and they're getting everything set up for the 2019 model line launch of the awesome Ducati motorcycles. So I figured we'd take a quick run through the garage area here and show you where they work on bikes. This is the service area where you can come and get your motorcycle written up for whatever it might need, and then they will take it in the back and have the technicians tend to it. We also have the fantastic dyno room, which you may recall from some of our dyno shootout videos. A lot of action goes down in those rooms. Horsepower is made and revealed, and sometimes feelings are hurt in the process. And there's going to be a lot more dyno shootouts coming real soon. We have to do an interview with 5 Up. What do you think so far, Steve? I know you just hopped on it 20 seconds ago.
I love the tank. Looking down at it, I love the exposed aluminum on it.
Aluminium, Steve. Where Boosted H2, how do you pronounce aluminium?
Aluminum.
Okay. And he's from Canada. He's supposed to pronounce it right.
We love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks great, man. I mean, does it feel different than sitting on the Speciale? No, it doesn't feel different, except for you get a wider view of the fairing. I immediately see out the perip of my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
You can see how much wider the fairing is. Forget the winglets, but how much the rest of the fairing is wider. But that doesn't change anything on you know, how you sit on the bike and how it feels, you know, and width-wise and everything. So it feels good. The seat is very grippy.
Okay.
You know, so you're used to, and you and I were used to the Alcantara wrap or cover on the Speciale.
Yes.
It's pretty grippy, but this is even better. Whatever that material is that I'm sitting on, you can take a video of my booty so you can see what the seat is.
I'd rather not. But if you must. There we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. I can't wait, Steve.
Yeah,
it's going to be nice. Oh, this already has the tall windscreen. Yeah.
It's a coarse windscreen.
I'd like to call that an endurance windscreen. That's my good friends at Yamaha call their tall windscreens. But it's beautiful. Now, what do you think about the sound of the dry clutch? You're not a fan?
It's archaic. I don't like it. I like to hear the engine. And I don't like hearing the clutch over the engine, and that's what I was just telling Charlie. What turned me on to buying modern day Ducatis back when I started in 2014 was the you know, liquid cooling, the extended service intervals, and you know, wet clutches.
Yeah.
So the occasional dig launch, or you know, whatever, not using Ducati's power launch, I feel like the wet clutch has better feel and is less notchy than the dry clutch is. But nevertheless, I just don't like the sound of it. So.
Okay.
But I like how it looks. I like how unique it is. And I don't know, the bike would look awesome with that BSDs on it.
I can't wait to put my set on there. You know, I have a set in the box just waiting for the bike. I get to sit on the V4R after everybody and their mom, literally a mom was on this bike a few minutes ago, got to sit on it. The first thing that I can tell you is Steve was right. The fairings, the way they come out, a little bit more extended than on the Speciale, I like that. And they've got these cool little vents right there that you look down on when you're riding. That'll be pretty cool. But it definitely feels like, for some reason, it feels like this bike is wider. There's more of a presence on this machine than it is on the standard V4. And they installed the Corsa windscreen, which is taller. That's pretty cool. I had that on the Speciale. I'm very much used to it. But it is a great feeling. I love looking down the exposed aluminum fuel tank. That's brilliant. And of course, the dry clutch that we heard earlier when we were able to start it up sounds amazing. Yeah, it's a great feeling. Can't get over the wide fairings. That's pretty awesome. Pretty rad. So on a track environment, you can tuck down pretty nicely. It's really cool. I love it. It's really cool to see it right next to the Speciale, side by side. And the winglets, that's one thing that you really notice right away. They're really nice and they're solid. Goes well with the dry carbon on the front fender. Just a beautiful bike. And this one doesn't even have the Akrapovic exhaust on it. And yet it sounds amazing with the stock exhaust. And look at that dry clutch. You definitely don't want your fingers going in there when the bike is running. That could be bad. But yeah, I think it's a home run for Ducati with the V4R. I am impressed, and everybody else that was here that got to see it was impressed as well. Love these shark gill style fairings there. They look great. You can see that those are not on the regular V4 or the Speciale, but in this application they look brilliant. And definitely, from what I've read so far, they do an outstanding job of dissipating the heat from the motor. So my good buddies here at Ducati Detroit have allowed me to actually get on the motorcycle, start it up, and give it a couple revs. And here we go. Yeah, turn the key and hit a button. What else?
There you go. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
hit this button right here?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Wow. You can definitely feel the rumble. And now you can hear that clutch. As Kevin described, when you engage the clutch lever, it makes a chatter. When you let it go, you don't hear it as much. That's only 4,000 RPM. He said I can rev it up to 10. 10,000? 10,000 RPM? Ah, sounds great. I'm a wuss. I only took it to 9,000 RPM, but it sounds great. I love that sound even more. Sounds great. Wow. Oh. One more? Yeah. What a great turnout here at Ducati Detroit here on this cold but beautiful sunny day. You wouldn't know that it's really very chilly outside, but people showed up to see the awesome offerings for the 2019 Ducati lineup, in particular the gorgeous Ducati V4R. And this is a beautiful bike. I mean, I saw it once before at the New York City Motorcycle Show. It was great seeing it there, but being able to sit on it and start it up here today was even better. And I'm definitely looking forward to taking possession of this motorcycle in a little bit less than 2 months. Mine should arrive. They're telling me it should arrive by March. So that's going to be awesome. But here's the rest of the Ducati 2019 lineup. In case you were interested, these bikes look great. They have them set up pretty nicely here. So Ducati decided not to really go to every motorcycle show, but instead to bring their lineup to select dealerships. And Ducati Detroit was one of the dealerships they chose to visit, which I thought was pretty awesome. My 1199 Panigale R is in the back here at Ducati Detroit in the service area. It is getting a brand new engine, and it's going to be ready soon for me to put it back on the streets. So stay tuned for that. I'm pretty excited to finally get that bike back. But look at this beautiful TFT screen on this gorgeous, I believe this is a multi-strata. Yeah, can't go wrong with TFT screens. So stay tuned for some awesome content. My 1199 will be back on the streets. My Ducati V4R will be in my possession real soon. So, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, tap that bell so you can be notified when I upload new content. New videos are always coming to the 650 EB YouTube channel as we admire the V4R next to the Speciale. They both look great, but in my opinion, the V4R looks a little better. Can't wait to put it on the filthy streets and track to test it out. So stay tuned for the videos. Thanks so much for viewing. We'll catch you next time on the 650 EB YouTube channel.